In the age of COVID, most Aussies seem to have had one message for their state and territory governments: great job, or at least good job considering. In every election held over the past 2 years, incumbents from both major parties have won. But one state may be about to buck that trend.
What are you trying to get crazy with, Hesse?
This Saturday, South Australia's Liberal Premier Stephen Marshall
This hasn't happened by accident.
is facing off against Labor contender Peter Malinauskas.
This election is a decision.
And polls are predicting a Labor landslide.
Polls have been very, very wrong.
Just a few months ago, Marshall was riding high on his COVID response with tight controls that kept numbers down, even if it meant a ban on singing and dancing.
Restrictions on dancing and singing effective midnight tonight.
But since opening back up, COVID cases have spiked. And with lagging ambulance response times a hot-button issue, the government's popularity has dropped.
This is an election about trust.
I really hope that Labor wins.
Labor's also going the libs for spruiking the economy, given the state actually has the country's highest unemployment rate of 5%. So, if this breaks the winning streak for incumbents, what could that mean for the federal election? So there has been some elections since the pandemic started, and Queensland returned the Labor government there. Mark McGowan, who are the others? New South Wales. Was that pre-pandemic maybe? But
pre.
It's all been incumbents.
Although they've had the by-elections,
Yes.
which didn't go well for the New South Wales government.
But there's a lot of focus on whether this is going to see the incumbents return, but the polls at the moment sort of look like Labor might be able to get in, which I think is what's making people nervous in Canberra.
So what does that? So you reckon that means it's going to be dangerous for the Liberal Party?
I think it's just more a question of whether, people feel like the crisis is sufficiently over to be able to contemplate changing government. Because obviously we've been, perhaps a little more reticent to do that during these difficult times.
I reckon you'd be a very brave person to predict any government return at the moment. But meantime, there's a lot riding on this election, especially for one family, Ben Hood and Lucy Hood, two siblings running on opposite sides. Ben is running for Mount Gambier on behalf of the Libs, and Lucy is running for Adelaide on behalf of Labor. Ben and Lucy, great to have you on the show. I'm going to start with you, Ben. Do you think you might be taking sibling rivalry just a bit far, getting the Electoral Commission involved?
Well, thanks, Lisa. Yeah. Look, Lucy and I, we're best mates, and we grew up on a farm together in the state's southeast, just near Narracourt, a place called Bullagoon. And, like all country kids, we love to see who's the best. So we're having a crack this time around too.
You've certainly taken it well into adulthood. Lucy, it is a little bit awkward. Do you ever talk about politics together, or is that banned from the dinner table?
No, yeah, everyone always asks us what our Christmases are like. And, you should never talk about politics or religion at the dinner table, but that's exactly what we talk about. We're often just sitting there having a glass of wine. We do pay each other out, but at the end of the day, we are best mates. And I think what it's taught us is that it's, really important sometimes just to listen to everyone's ideas, no matter what your political colours. And sometimes you agree and sometimes you agree to disagree.
I don't buy this best mates nonsense. What are the payouts? What are the sledges?
Well, sometimes Lucy gives me a bit of a dig in the ribs and calls me a bit of a right winger, and the same goes for me to her with being a little bit of a lefty as well.
Mums they never have a favourite child, but does anyone have any inside goss or info? Who's your mum actually voting for?
Well, we're really lucky because Lucy and I are completely different electorates. So Mum and Dad are going to be voting for other people, and it would be a very interesting conversation around the kitchen table if they were deciding to vote for Lucy and I if we were butting heads together at this election. So Mum's keeping her cards pretty close to her chest. Dad is a farmer living in the regions. I'm pretty sure he's voting.
Okay. Well, are they handing out flyers or leaflets or posting about either of you on social media?
Mum's handing out for me. I'll say no more.
What? When did that happen?
That was news to Ben.
Speaking of your parents, this is real. We looked it up. Your father's name is Robin. Your last name, both of you, is Hood. So that means your father's name is Robin Hood. So, Ben, can we expect you to be robbing from the rich anytime soon?
No, I certainly won't be doing that. But, Dad's name is Robin Hood. My middle name is Robin. And in my younger years, I did pop into the Robin Hood in Adelaide and flash my driver's licence, see if I could get a few free beers, but didn't work.
So does that mean you'll be robbing from the poor?
Yeah, I think that's the implication.
We're not going there.
And I have to say, Lisa, our mum, Maid Marion, is a huge fan.
Hey, Mum.
Obviously, this campaign has been pretty hard fought. As you said, it's down to the wire. But it's obviously turned a little bit nasty. Could you help us understand which side here has leaked this photo of you guys as kids dressed in what looks like some kind of Scottish Highland fling type outfit?
I'll let Ben answer that one.
Well, yeah, so Lucy and I and my brother, as well as my dad and our grandfather, Lindsay, we played in the Narracourt Highland Pipe Band for a number of years. So we were pretty much 1/3 of the pipe band. Look, it wasn't the most shining time of me as far as fashion goes, but, you know, I don't mind getting around in a kilt every now and again.
So you're the leaker.
Yes, you can
Not
tell.
me, mate. You should see my legs.
Well, good luck to both of you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, Ben and Lucy.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for having us.